Hey guys, and today we'll be reacting to Star Wars theory that I suggested. So let's get into it. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm pretty sure it is good. So let's go.
What if Anakin went to Utapau with Obi-Wan to kill Grievous? Now I'm going to make several different renditions of this story, and this one goes out to Wellesley, and if you saw my Instagram video, you know exactly what this is about.
Yep, I did.
I think I got one of the most kind,
Well, I saw on YouTube. I didn't
sincere letters.
Instagram, but you know.
Dear Star Wars Theory, hello, my name is Wellesley. I have 3 theory requests, if you don't mind. The first one is, what if General Grievous joined the Republic? The second one is, what if Ahsoka Tano never left the
Might
Jedi
do all
Order?
3 of my
The last one
theories,
is, what if Obi-Wan and
excited to
Anakin
see.
went to Utapau together during Revenge of the Sith?
So in this one, we're going to do something a little bit far-fetched, and it might not make too much sense, but I think I've covered like every fan fiction out there, so we got to start doing some really crazy, unorthodox things.
At least every
All in the name of good fan
theory.
fiction. Obi-Wan felt the familiar tightness in his chest as the shuttle pierced Utapau's atmosphere. Anakin was a storm of barely contained darkness. Perhaps if he defeated Grievous, they would finally grant him the rank of Master. The nightmares of Padme's death were clawing
Maybe.
away at his sanity. This mission was meant to be a turning point, but Obi-Wan's intuition
Of the
nodded
war?
him. Victory could easily turn to tragedy. The battle raged as Master and Apprentice split up. Yet, there was a reckless abandon to Anakin's movements. Less a Jedi Master's focus and more a barely controlled Inferno. Or, excuse me, Jedi Knight. Don't tell Anakin.
What?
Cornering
What?
Grievous, Anakin was a whirlwind of steel and fury.
Skywalker.
Ooh, good voice acting.
Expect them to send
No, he never disappoints with that.
boy of the Jedi.
The war ends here, Grievous. At last. There's nowhere to hide. Grievous snarled and sent his Magna Guards after Anakin. But with focus and the dark side slowly brewing within him, just as it did against Dooku, Anakin defeated them without much effort. Using the Force to slam Grievous against a wall and pinning him
Wow.
there, he threw his saber with the Force directly into Grievous's chest. Anakin was using the dark side.
I mean, my favorite character is
over.
Grievous, but I
Or so
guess
the
that could
Jedi
make
thought.
sense.
Word of Grievous's demise
Yeah.
traveled like wildfire.
General Grievous was defeated on Utapau. The Separatist leadership has collapsed. The war is over.
Using a clip from Bad Batch.
It is just like you said.
The Jedi Temple buzzed with renewed hope, but Anakin felt no elation. He felt cold and empty. Using the dark side to kill Grievous in that pure hatred and anger started to take over him slowly. Upon returning to Coruscant, the Council asked for his and Obi-Wan's presence. Their praise was not muted. However, when it came to the discussion of the title of Master, well, Windu had this to say. Your strength outgrows with every battle, Anakin. Yet, true mastery lies in the balance, a balance you struggle to maintain. Anakin's face twisted with barely controlled rage. What? I ended the war. I destroyed the Separatists. And
Getting a
you
little
still
greedy,
deny me
Anakin.
what is mine. The rank of Master is given to those who deserve it, not those who command it. Take a seat, young
Luke
Skywalker.
Skywalker.
Anakin looked around at all the Masters. This is outrageous. I'm more powerful than
So
any one
unfair.
of you. If it were you that were on Utapau to fight Grievous, you would have surely failed. Anakin, sit down, said Master Kenobi, who had already taken his seat. Anakin looked around, disgruntled and embarrassed. Finally taking his seat, Master Windu did not steer his gaze away from young Skywalker. With the war over, this will be the end of the Chancellor's meetings with young Skywalker. Later that night, Anakin slipped away, drawn to the darkness that had always lingered within him. Palpatine was patiently waiting like a spider. They fear you, Anakin, he murmured, the words seeping into the cracks of Anakin's fury that had opened. They hold you back. Fear, resentment, and the desperate hope of saving Padme, it was all starting to eat away at him. Still, a shred of Anakin's loyalty clung on. Could the Council, his order, have hidden such distrust from him? Palpatine's answer was a balm for his soul, a tantalizing promise of power that the Jedi would never understand, and possibly could never promise him. Days passed, and the Jedi Council moved. They understood that Palpatine's influence was the poison corrupting Anakin, as they noticed that he was still having secret private meetings with him. Perhaps they planted a bug on Anakin and could hear every word that they were saying. Now their purpose wasn't to arrest the Chancellor, but to pull Anakin back from the edge. They arrived at the Chancellor's office, not with lightsabers blazing, but with an ultimatum and a plea. Anakin was met by Obi-Wan, Mace Windu, Ki-Adi-Mundi, Plo Koon, Saesee
lot of
Tiin,
Jedi.
Kit Fisto, and Shaak Ti. As Anakin and Palpatine quickly turned to the door to see them all, he bowed. "Masters, what are you doing here?" Obi-Wan stepped forwards. "Anakin, we've heard everything you and the Chancellor have been talking about. We are not here to hold you back. We are not your enemy. We have reason to believe that the Chancellor is not who he says he is." Obi-Wan spoke, his voice laced with a grief that he couldn't fully hide. "He plays on your fears. The Jedi have never truly trusted me," Anakin snarled, defiance
not really
masking
true.
the desperate pain in his eyes. "Why should I trust you now?" Tension in the room was very real. As Windu moved to reason with Palpatine, a terrible realization bloomed within the Sith Lord's mind. His carefully woven plan for all of these years, for over a decade, could be destroyed. These Jedi were not here to kill him, and Anakin was still very much hesitating, not truly picking a side. Palpatine needed to act fast. He needed to sacrifice something. A violent shift in the Force needed to happen for Anakin's remaining loyalty to waver. He waited for the right moment, if the Force called to him to do so. The Jedi surrounded Anakin in the corner. He didn't like this. With his back to the wall, Anakin reached for his blade. When he saw Plo Koon and a few of the other Jedi do the same in fear, and I say fear because they all feared Anakin Skywalker,
They did
and
all
just
fear.
how unbalanced he was. They didn't know what his next move could be. He was as emotional as he was powerful. As Anakin ignited his blade, so did the other Jedi, and with a calling in the Force, Palpatine felt this one moment at his beck and call. With a speed that defied his age, Palpatine thrust his arm forwards just as one of the Jedi Masters ignited his lightsaber in a defensive gesture. A scream pierced through the air. "Ah!" Not Anakin's, but Palpatine's, and the Chancellor slumped to the ground,
You'd have to be
clutching his
fast to
severed
catch
forearm.
him in the
Treason! Treason! The Jedi will
position.
stop at nothing. They'll attack the Republic itself. I told you it would come to this, Anakin. They're here to kill me. They have no control, only control over you. Anakin froze, horror and confusion wearing within him. The Jedi recoiled, disbelieving. "No, Chancellor, I didn't mean to." But Anakin, poisoned by Palpatine's lies and his own resentment, saw only betrayal. He moved his lightsaber forwards like a blue blade of fury. What followed wasn't the clean duel of the original saga, but a desperate, very messy fight. Anakin was a whirlwind of grief and rage. His lightsaber, the
good
blades
luck
of the
with
Force,
subduing him.
an echo of their bond shattering. His goal was to reach Anakin, to break through the darkness, but amidst the chaos, Palpatine's web tightened. Garbled communications reached the clone legions, reports of a Jedi uprising, an attack on the Chancellor, and Order 66 was unleashed. The Purge wasn't a single devastating stroke, but a sprawling wave of confusion and bloodshed. Clones loyal to the Republic turned on their Jedi generals in a mix of obedience and frantic self-defense. Jedi enclaves fell, not suspecting true betrayal, but miscommunication and manipulated fear. Anakin Skywalker was not lost to a brilliant tactical maneuver, but to a perfectly timed vicious lie. He stood there with only Obi-Wan and Mace Windu remaining. All the other Jedi lay on the floor in pieces. "Anakin, what have you done?" screamed Obi-Wan. "The Jedi never trusted me. You all turned your back against me." Palpatine continued to clutch his hand in the corner. Mace Windu approached Anakin. "Put your blade down, Skywalker, or I will do it for you. You will try." Anakin lunged at Mace Windu. As Obi-Wan just couldn't bring himself to fight, the two clashed in a battle of purple versus blue. Anakin's rage swelling within him. but the amazing powers of a pod, Mace Windu's 7th lightsaber form
Yeah.
variant, proved very useful. Anakin began to fall back as Mace Windu's prowess and experience
Mace Windu
started
probably
to
will
present
die.
itself against the young Jedi Knight. With Order 66 already enacted, and Palpatine seeing this turn of events, knew what must be done. As Mace Windu went about to disarm the young boy, Palpatine ignited and thrust his red lightsaber through Mace's chest from behind. The look of horror on Mace's face as he stared into Anakin's eyes. As shocked as he was, Anakin took his blade and sliced
Yeah,
horizontally.
I'm not surprised
through
that he
Mace Windu.
died.
As they both turned to look at Obi-Wan, Anakin couldn't bring himself to kill his old master. Palpatine, with his one hand holding his red saber, fell to the floor, his theatrics extremely thick.
I'm too old for this, Anakin.
You're the Sith Lord.
Yes, I am. And I can promise you true power and the power to save Padme.
Obi-Wan looked in disgust at the both of them.
Anakin, he is evil. Don't listen to him. He was the one behind Padme's assassinations.
Anakin, caught in a confused torment of twisted lies and his own desperation, looking from Obi-Wan to Palpatine on the floor and back to his old master. The Jedi never believed in me, Obi-Wan.
They did
They
believe in
won't
you.
help me
They
save
thought you were the
Padme.
chosen one.
Anakin, this is not the way. He's a Sith Lord. He's responsible for the death of Qui-Gon, for training Dooku. All the times that Padme almost died, he was behind it all.
Anakin looked over to Palpatine on the floor, cowering, anger starting to swell within him against both in the room.
Anakin,
Even
don't listen to him.
Palpatine's afraid of Anakin.
I was a
and what
pawn.
what
was being
he
controlled.
can become.
No. You tried to kill Padme many times, and now you want to save her. Why? So that you can control me.
Yes, Anakin, he is trying to control you. He's been trying to control all of us. He's been behind the wall.
You've been playing both sides. You pretended to be my friend.
No, Anakin, I am your friend. Please, help me.
You're just as bad as them. At least they were honest with me. You just want to use me. You even know how to cheat death? Maybe we should find out. Sidious knew that his plan was turning against him. The words of Obi-Wan had finally broken into Anakin. He didn't trust the Jedi, but he definitely didn't trust this Sith Lord in front of him anymore either.
Anakin, it's not too late. We can still turn this around.
I don't want to hear any more of it, Obi-Wan. Palpatine got to his feet, knowing that things might get interesting. As he spoke into the comlink in his wrist, he knew he was in no shape to fight both Anakin Skywalker fully engulfed in the dark side and Obi-Wan Kenobi. Anakin pressed Palpatine as they cornered him in the window. Sidious sent Anakin flying back with the Force as Obi-Wan Kenobi lunged at him, only to be flung back into a wall with lightning coursing his body.
Young fools. Did you surely think that you could defeat me? I have been the mastermind behind all of this from the very beginning. Once more the Sith shall rise to power after 1,000 years hiding, watching, and waiting. Now is the time.
As Anakin and Obi-Wan got back up to their feet, Sidious backed to the window as he tapped it with one finger, shattering it completely. As he stepped off the ledge staring at both of them, only to be caught by his ship, manned by clones, taking him far off
He
into space.
escaped. It was
Anakin
not
looked
good.
at Obi-Wan, and Obi-Wan looked back at him. Now is not the time, Anakin. We've got bigger problems. We must find Master Yoda. No, Obi-Wan. It is too late for me.
Anakin,
It's
we
not-
must
never
stick
too late.
together. Now, who knows where he's gone? Who knows who he's going to bring?
Master Yoda will never forgive me.
There is no other choice. We are under war, Anakin. He controls the council. He controls the senates. And now he controls the clones.
I need to go to the Mustafar system. I'll speak to the Separatists, and perhaps we can form some sort of alliance.
Ooh,
I'll inform
smart
Master
idea.
Yoda. I'm not sure what he's going to do with you. I understand. Go, Anakin, now. Yes, Master. Anakin went to his ship and flew off to the Mustafar system, where he would find the Separatists and approach them with a deal, telling them about what happened. Obi-Wan Kenobi would go to find Master Yoda on Kashyyyk.
Is that it?
That's the end of.
Yeah.
I will be choosing one
Wow.
winner.
That was a
One
nice
of my
theory.
sabers.
Pretty long theory.
Thanks so much for watching today's video.
I'm
Leave a like. and I'll
thinking
see you all
the
in
next
one.
theory
Until
it should
then,
be
remember, the
like,
Force will be
I don't
with
know,
you.
comment, or like you said, comment on what you want it to be like. But if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See you later.